that is Hereford manager Peter Beadle. Your thoughts on the performance this afternoon?
Disappointing, really disappointing. Awful start again. It's becoming a bit of our trademark, which I'm not happy about. And then just sloppy throughout the whole game, and passes too short, some not even in the right areas. And it was almost like for me, it felt like the boys were just waiting for someone else to do something, for something to happen. And I just said to him in there that you can't wait for things to happen sometimes, and I'm not prepared to take excuses about obviously the disruption of people being away and one or two injuries and knocks and things like that, because it's pre-season. So I'm not worried about that. The result isn't all important, it's performance. And the performance today, after Tuesday, was nowhere near good enough.
You brought Chris Jones in. Am I right in saying he's from Port Talbot at the moment? Used to be at Swansea.
Yeah, he's been around a little bit, and he's just come back from Canada. He's been in Canada for 6 months, so we were waiting. Unfortunately, great for him as they got into the playoffs for the team he was with in Canada. So obviously we had to wait a little bit longer for him to come in. But I thought he did okay today. Actually, he was one of the brighter ones today. I thought certainly first half, he looked bright and sharp and lively. So we'll see how he goes. We might try and do something to keep him for a little bit longer to have a real good look at him. But I thought he did fine today.
I know you're being critical there, but obviously another makeshift defence.
Am I being critical? I think I should be. I think they were poor. I think the whole team was poor from 1 to 11. Chrissy did okay first half. Joe didn't do bad first half. But the players that you expect so much more from, I thought it was a bit lacklustre, a little bit flat. Don't get me wrong, we've worked hard pre-season, we really have. But they can't say they've had too many minutes or not enough games. The ones that have are the people like Chris Barker, who's had to play every game because for injuries and holidays, and with Nathan leaving, he's had to play nearly every pre-season game. So the others have got no excuses really. And yeah, it was makeshift a little bit, 2 midfield players playing at the back, but Rob's played full-back plenty of games in the conference and probably in the league, so he's more than capable of playing there. And Jamie played a few times as centre-half in the Conference South last year with Western, so he's more than capable of playing there, but that doesn't take away from how poor both goals were. So, I could play centre-half and I'd be disappointed if I conceded 2 goals if I played now. So, so I am disappointed and they need to be better.
Having said all of that, 3 games against higher graded opposition has been a big test. It's
been a huge test, and it gives us a marker of where we are. I thought we did extremely well for 50 minutes against Kidderminster. I thought we did extremely well for 50 minutes against FC United. Obviously, certainly against FC United with the changes and all coming out at once can disrupt it a little bit. So I don't mind that. But today was nowhere near good enough. And like I said, we've had a few changes and we've had to change shape a little bit and we've had to change personnel a little bit. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I felt they wanted it more than we did. So it doesn't matter where you play or who you're playing. If they want it more than you, they're probably going to win. And they did today.
How close is Ryan Green to returning to action?
He's probably, I'd have said 2 weeks maybe, because he's done no training as such as in with the team. He's done a bit more today, and so far I had no reaction to it, so we'll see, and then he'll train next week. But obviously we've got to be careful with him because he hasn't done any pre-season really, so we need to be careful. We might try and do some sort of 11v11 for him on Tuesday or Thursday just to get him some game time. And we'll just see how he goes from there.
What's the position with Jimmy Oates and Jamie Willits at the back?
Jimmy had a bit of a slight groin, so that's why he wasn't risked today. But he should be. But again, he done some work today and has no reaction, so hopefully he should be fine for Saturday. Jamie Willits comes back from holiday tomorrow or tonight at some point, so he'll be available. Obviously, Chris comes back off holiday because he went away for a short weekend, so he'll be available next weekend, hopefully, as long as we get clearance through for him. So obviously that paints a different picture when all of a sudden them 3 are all back, and then Ryan's not far off as well, so it paints a completely different picture. But like I said, I can't wait for them to be ready, because there might be some times during the season when they're not available again, and if they're not available, then we need to be better than that. So
looking back at today's game, how close do you think you are to Merthyr, who have got the championship behind them?
They had 4 or 5 out, we've had 4 or 5 out, but I thought they were better than us today in all areas of the pitch. I don't think we tested them as much as they tested us. Take away the 2 goals. Can't count too many great chances they had other than that. but just in their general play they were sharper and they were hungrier. They wanted it more. That's what I said, and that's what disappoints me, is because I just said to the boys in there is that, you know, I'll ask 100% from every week training and when they play. What I don't do is I don't set the standards. They do that. So they've set their standard. They've got to match it every week, and today they were well below it. So and they know, and you know, no teacups thrown or bags kicked or anything like that. It's just a chat because, you know, because at the end of the day it is still pre-season, but we are now only a week away from the start. So we need to be better than that. And the disruption hasn't helped. It hasn't made it easy through pre-season with lads going away and things like that, and obviously players leaving when they did. But you know, we've got to get on with it. That's the only way we can do it, is just keep getting on with it.
And you'd expect the fresh challenge of the Southern League will give them the extra spark?
I hope so. I hope so, yeah. Well, listen, like I said, we go into a league that I know a little bit about, Steve knows lots about, and one or two of them boys, because they played in it last year and the year before, so they know what it's all about. So you would like to think that we're ready. I'd have said before today we were very close to being what I thought was ready, but then today we've taken a little bit of a backward step. But like I said, it's pre-season, there's no points on the board for today, so the real business starts next week.
Thanks very much for your time.
No problem.